Back in the late 1990s, when the college first set up its website, faculty all wanted websites on the college server, and that just wasn't feasible or possible back then. It's taken a long time, but now every single faculty member can have their own website. And that's made possible by the workspace. You see, I'm on my workspace here. Click on this 9-item grid here, and you'll see docs and sheets and slides and chat. Down here is sites. Tap on sites, and it will take you to a place where you can build sites. You can start with a blank site or start with a template. Now this is a what you see is what you get editor. Let me open up my website here. I already started one. Looks like this in the construction phase. And the basic model is quite similar to building a presentation or slides. You add elements to slides where each slide is a page. Navigation is in the editors a little non-obvious. To get to a page, I tap on the item in this drop-down menu. These are pop-open menus to sub-pages. To add pages, on the right I go to the pages. This flips open to show me all my pages. And at any one particular page, there's a 3-dot menu that will let me add a sub-page if I want to. Or I can add a higher level page here. And each page can have sections. So it's kind of, in the insert, it's kind of like a PowerPoint or Google Slides type presentation software, and that there's blocks that you can put in. You can have text blocks and images, and it works kind of in a vertical orientation. So let's take a look at one of my pages here. Let's go down to a page with some material in it, like I was working on moving over some material for chapter 1. So that's a text block, and another text block, and another text block, and an image block, and then another text block. So unlike a presentation and more like a web page, it can be quite vertically long, but the elements are not that different from basically presentations or slides. There are some themes you can apply if you want, and you can customize all sorts of things. As you see, I've done on my home page here. I've added in custom images and a custom header background. All of these things are available. There's a lot of videos out there on how to set these things up. And when you're done, you get something that looks like this currently. And I've set up links, and the links are pretty easy to set up. But one of the really nice features about it is you can take documents here. This is a spreadsheet which has a rough outline of my calendar, and you can embed those right into a page. So they'll show up like this. And that's really simple with this system, because down here below these content blocks, which look a lot like Google Slides or PowerPoint, are the embeds. And you can embed YouTube, calendars, docs, slides, sheets, forms, and it's simple to do. If you're working as I was doing, when you're editing, you use this same menu to get to the page you want to work on. So when I want to set up this calendar page, and I'm still adding elements to that page, but down here I can click on Sheets, and it will show me my most recent sheets, and I can then tap on the sheet that I want to embed. And that's true for any of these elements over here. I can tap on an element, a document, a slide, sheets, or forms, and it will embed it in my web page. And so my spreadsheet looks like this in the web page. Currently, it's actually physically embedded in the page, and if it's too narrow, it will scroll across. In general, these pages that are created are mobile friendly. They resize and reflow. Some of the embedded elements may wind up with, as you saw on this one, a scrolling bar, so you can see the whole thing, so it might not flow as smoothly. But very powerful capability in that you can embed any of your documents, slides, or sheets, or forms directly into your page. And so it's all pretty much assemble pages by clicking, pointing, dragging, and dropping. No coding needed, no HTML, no CSS. You can format things. You do have some formatting capabilities here. The standard rich text editor format capabilities. That if you select something, you can insert a link from here. And when you do a link, you may be inserting like this material here is actually going to link to one of my pages. So I can either link to a page or to an external site. And so there's different kinds of links I can set up here from here when I'm setting up links. So that's tucked away on that sub menu. And I can link to an external site as well. I can type in an external link here, down here in the blank, or I can tap through there one of my existing pages. Either way, so I can link to external, I can link internal. There's a good number of I think what I think of as subtleties. When I want to rename a page here, I have to go to properties on the 3-dot menu. That's a little counterintuitive, but as I say, there's a lot of good material out there, a lot of good videos. I'm sure I haven't watched them, to be honest. I've just poked and prodded and found it's pretty self-explanatory. This little icon up here actually lets you preview your site to see what the pages will look like in different formats: phone, tablet, how it will display out, desktop. So you can actually preview how your site is going to look on the different elements that you're working on. So I can sit here and check and see how this is going to appear on a phone, and see that it's still going to lay out in a way that's acceptable. So powerful little tool. Get to have your own website. URLs are pretty self-explanatory. I mean, that's what my URL looks like for my courses page. The URLs aren't anything too obfuscated. So you can see it's at our COMFSM edu, and it goes to all the other different, and down to Dana Leeling home. That Dana Leeling is because I chose to call the website Dana Leeling. You can call your website by other names, and again, that's accessed from the site's home page here. You can actually therefore create a number of sites, as it were, a number of different sites. I'm just creating one, but you can actually you could have different sites for your different courses potentially. I tend to prefer to have one site from which the courses then branch off, but lots of capabilities, lots of possibilities, and for the first time it means every faculty member can have a website. When working with a website, be aware that you're publishing publicly. Make sure you follow the college guidelines on copyright and copyrighted material. Do be careful. Fair use is increasingly circumscribed these days. So with that in mind, have at it, and you can build a website to support your courses and connect students to it through links or other means, but you can now have a website to work with and store materials. That may be another way to supplement the storage capabilities in Canvas, is to also keep materials over on your website, provided you have the rights to publicly post that material. Thanks for watching.